Welcome to Duo Chat with Brittany
and Cynthia, where we talk about drama shows.
like Dawson's Creek, One Tree Hill, and more.
Hi everyone, I'm Brittany.
And I'm Cynthia.
And today we're talking about Season 6, Episode 18, title Searching for a Former Clarity. Air date March 23rd, 2009, and the synopsis is
Julian's status fired, his projects therefore in doubt. Reese Dixon worries about saving pay and perks. Dan's heart finally arrives but is lost in a doggish accident. Jamie demands the truth about Keith but stays loyal. Sam sees Jack committed shoplifting and takes both loot and blame. Julian learns the truth and must decide whether to leave Tree Hill and Brooke. Healing may return as a teacher if she publicly withdraws her support from Sam's article, and she leaves to join Payne's label as Mia's producer. So we start off with this weird animation of Dan getting to the hospital for the new heart.
Yeah, what was that?
I think it was to like at least early foreshadow Jamie playing that Sims game, even though he isn't due until the next one. For some reason they did it here, but yeah. Or maybe it wasn't this episode. I can't remember.
It was at the end when he was going to bed.
Okay.
But it's weird, how they don't say it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Until the end, and then it's like, oh, okay. I guess he made his own little Sims world.
Mm-hmm. And then we see Dan in the regular live action visual, and he's all excited to be there. Of course, getting the new heart.
And he's all happy too.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Mia is recording in the studio at the label, and the donor's heart also arrives to the hospital by helicopter. Then back inside the hospital, a guy is telling a nurse in the ER about saying hypothetically, if he had weed and his dog happened to eat 3 ounces of it, what would you say if you would he be okay or not? And she tells the guy to sit down, should call a vet.
So why did he bring his dog to the hospital?
Because he was, I guess, too high to think that,
he should go to the vet.
There. Yeah. He's at the wrong place, yeah.
I mean, I guess it's like the episode of Grey's Anatomy when Izzy found the deer. Like, or remember the little girl was like, "Come help me," and it was like the deer or something. It was like, what? Like, this is a hospital,
right?
For people,
not
a vet,
right?
That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering why Dan was in the ER for this whole time. Wouldn't he be like on a different floor, like waiting in a room?
Yeah, he would be in
at least a surgery floor.
The surgery floor, but he would probably be in
the
OR part where they wait because they got to prep him. So because he has to go early so they can prep him. So and prepping takes a while because especially with the anesthesia and stuff, like you are gonna be, there for a while. So I would think he would definitely be on that floor getting his gown on and having them, get him ready. So it is weird that he's on the ER floor.
Yeah, because the nurse says that they'll get him prepped soon, but they didn't seem like to be in a hurry,
But again, like you said, he would be on the surgery floor. Like even if he's in the waiting room of the surgery floor, he would be in the surgery floor ready for the surgeon to do surgery on him. So that is weird that he wouldn't. And he would be on the cardiac floor because
that guy I said before,
yeah. So it is weird how he's not even on that floor. He's just with the regular, like with every single sick person that's there.
Yeah.
Okay. I know I've heard Chad, and I'm sure you have too, heard him say the one storyline that he hated was this one.
Yeah.
The dog eating the heart. Now listen. I don't think that should be the complaining moment. I think it's this one that doesn't make any sense. I think it's why is Dan on this floor with the dog? Like you said. I don't think it has anything to do with the dog eating the heart because if you have a dog, they're nosy.
Yeah.
They want to see what that is, and they might think that it's food or something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it honestly, when I watched it, I was like, that's not actually too far from the truth. Like, a dog would do that, even if they go and spit it out later. They would probably go and carry it or tear it up or like. I'm sorry, but like, it was just odd when he said that, like, oh, the dog eating the heart, like as if it's like a, like, because he said it was like so jokey, like, why would the dog eat the heart? And I'm like, because that's what dogs do. They're nosy, so you know. I mean, even if the dog stepped on it or something, like, you can't use it. It's already on the floor. You can't use it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's already on the floor, so it's already contaminated, so they can't use it.
Yeah, so I mean, no matter what, like, you know, that doesn't make any sense. So, so the fact that like Chad hated that dog ate the heart, it's like, if you have a dog, you know how nosy they are. So it's actually not too far from the truth. Like, you know, that's actually more of the truth than this one of him being on just the ER floor with the dog. Now that doesn't make any sense. Also, what doesn't really make any sense is why, when they bring the heart, why are they coming racing through the ER like that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't there be like a direct door into like the area, right, for the OR? Like, there should be like a different door for this, for sanitary reasons. And so, right. So for me, that would be my question, is like, why was the guy coming through the ER like that?
And why wasn't it more secure?
Yeah. Instead of like just like that. And like, why is he running like that, not watching where he's walking? I'm sorry. But like, I got more questions of that than I do of the dog eating the heart. So I know Chad didn't like it, but honestly, that was not, to me, as bad as the rest of it. Because it just doesn't make sense.
I guess it's just really dramatic to a lot of people. Because like, I know even some people feed their cats like raw chicken hearts sometimes once in a while for their dinner. So yeah, cats and dogs can really eat a lot of raw food.
Right.
Not usually human parts, but yeah.
But they might think that it is until maybe they put it in their mouth and they go, oh, that, you know, that don't taste good. So then they spit it out.
Yeah,
but like,
dog food,
right. So that's my thing. That was my whole thing, was like, I have a dog. She would probably be like, oh, what is that? And then spit it out. But that's my thing, is if you have a dog, which was weird because Chad had dogs.
Right.
So why wouldn't he think that's what a dog would do?
I don't know. Maybe he had a certain breed that just maybe not
didn't do it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about dogs, but yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, that just was not, because when I was watching it, I was like, that actually makes sense that the dog would run over to it and pick it up. Yeah, that's exactly what a dog would do. But yeah, especially because it was a bigger dog. Look at, maybe if it was a smaller dog, like a lap dog, then obviously it may not have done that.
Yeah.
But because it was a bigger dog, it did. And I was like, that actually, you know, adds up. So yeah, for Chad, he might want to rewatch this episode, because I got more questions about the rest of it, of how it happened, than I do about the dog.
Yeah.
And also, again, why didn't the staff kick him and the dog out?
I guess because the nurse was going to call a vet for him.
Like, this isn't a vet, so you need to leave.
Yeah, they would turn them away. Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Like, if they would have kicked him out, this wouldn't have happened. So again, I got more things wrong with the lead up of this than I do with the actual dog eating the heart. Also, I didn't actually see the dog eat the heart. I saw the dog take the heart.
Yeah, he picked it up with his mouth and walked away. Yeah.
So I will say, how do we know the dog even ate the heart?
Yeah, true.
Because again, it might have said, oh, this don't taste like food, and spit it out somewhere. I'm just saying, because he ran, so I'm guessing he probably spit it out.
Right. And then, but when they first get there, Dan and then Lucas and Peyton walk in as well soon after.
Yeah, and Dan's all like concerned, like, is everything okay? And Lucas like, yeah.
Mhm.
And then then Dan tells him, I'm getting a heart today. And he said it's about time.
Mhm.
Okay, here's my thing. Did you see Dan's face afterwards?
Yeah.
He's like, what? Like, oh, but I'm like, Dan, you do realize how you've treated this boy, right?
Mhm.
You have tried to kill him a couple times.
Right.
So why do you really think that he is going to have sympathy for the fact that you are getting a heart? He's not going to say, congratulations, I'm so happy. He's going to have that same reaction. So I don't understand why he thinks that Lucas should have a different reaction. I was like, Dan, really? Like, it's you. Like, it's not a stranger, on the street, because Lucas would probably say, congratulations.
Right.
So that's what threw me off, was when he was like, what? Like, why would you say that about me? I'm like, what?
Mhm.
Dan, get over yourself. It's you.
Right. And then before the director, I was calling him Adam because that's what my subtitle said. Was calling him, but his I thought Reese was like his last name. That's why they kept calling him Reese. But yeah, this episode I realized that Reese is his first name and Dixon is his last name. So for some reason they told me it was Adam on here.
Oh, that's why whenever you were saying Adam, I was like, huh?
Yeah, and
I
supposedly it
always,
kept me.
well, I always just thought it was Reese. So I was just like, maybe you read more into it than I did.
No, yeah, I thought his name was Adam Reese the whole time. Yeah,
Yeah, because you told me it was Adam Reese. So I was like, okay, I'll
yeah,
just go with it.
yeah. That was Disney Plus subtitles. So I don't know what they did there, but yeah. So they're walking in the studio, and Julian says that Lucas for the final scene is going to be at the river court, and they're talking about how to film it, with a helicopter, crane, and Dixon really wants the helicopter because he just wants to have sex on it.
Yeah, that's the only thing he is interested in around here.
Mm-hmm.
Not the movie at all. Not even
Right.
1% of it.
Mm-hmm. And then,
I'm sorry, but how can you have a director that doesn't even care?
right, yeah.
Like, I could not work with that.
Mm-hmm. And then the same woman who was auditioning for Peyton is now his secretary or something.
Okay, maybe. Okay, when later on, or maybe it's this one, I don't know. But when you see, might be the later scene, but like when he is with her, and you see like this tall blonde from afar,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, honestly, it looks like he's with Busy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, maybe that's why it was different, because I'm like, she just reminds me of Busy. I don't know. So that's why when she was in the far distance, I was like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like I've seen this pairing together somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh yeah, it was called Dawson's Creek.
Right. Yeah, so Brooke is on the phone. She tells Julian, but he says he'll have to call her back because he's busy right now. And then yeah, so Dixon's just mad that Julian won't let him get the helicopter so he can have sex with her in it. Do we know her name? This woman? I don't think we do.
If they do, I don't remember it.
Yeah. I just hate when they don't give people names because then I just call them whatever, the girl who auditioned for Peyton. But yeah. So then she comes back a bit later and tells him that now he has a call. He thinks it's Brooke again, but it's actually his dad and it's urgent. And then we go straight to the game.
That was funny because that's like, you think maybe the skills is coaching, the Ravens, and then it's just the little kids, and it's
right.
Jamie. Is this the first time we see Madison? Because I don't remember seeing her until like this episode.
No, she showed up in the talent show. She played the piano before Jamie did.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, but she didn't talk really or anything. They did say her name was Madison though, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But I was happy to see her back, and this is the things that I missed in the later seasons. Is this dynamic? You have Jamie, you have Madison, you have Chuck, but you have Andre.
Yep.
Like, why did they get rid of him? Like, he was so cute with these three. why couldn't it have been the 4 of them growing up together?
Yeah.
Instead of the 3 of them growing up together. Like, I'm sorry, but I want this.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a missed opportunity because clearly all 4 of them work well together.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
because we don't see Andre again next season, right?
No, it's just Chuck, Madison, and Jamie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which again, I love the 3 of them, but why couldn't we have Andre? Because we do set, if you remember, like, we do center the next few seasons around Jamie, Chuck, and Madison. Like, we see them more than, like, just a scene. You know what I mean? So, and like one episode every 10, like a scene every 10 episodes. Like, they're in a lot of the next few seasons. And so my thing is, why couldn't we have Andre? Because clearly we're basing the next generation, clearly. Why not throw Andre in that next generation? I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, because it's kind of like Jamie has his own like skills and mouth, and Haley kind of.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they can't go with that, can they?
But it was funny to see Jamie holding the basketball, just because his head was actually smaller than it was. Or smaller. That was the first thing I noticed when he was gonna throw it.
Oh my god.
I mean,
also too, like, this is the first time we're seeing Jamie play basketball, because normally we're always watching him on the sidelines, watching everyone else play. So this was the first time he actually had a ball in his hand, because it's always been everyone else.
Yeah. But then their team ends up losing, so Skills, calls a foul, but the referee said that there was a dozen because the kids were messing around. Yeah.
That was funny. Well, you have to remember, we haven't supposedly had Jamie's 6th birthday. So these are 5-year-olds playing, according to Jamie's age. Like, these are like 5-6-year-olds playing. So you have to remember, like, do they even understand the concept of basketball?
Yeah, are they a little too young? I don't really know. Aren't they a little bit older when they first have like those little leagues?
Maybe in 1st grade they might start, because I feel like there's like a 1st and 2nd grade team. I don't know about kindergarten. Maybe kindergarten, maybe kindergarten for like warm-ups, like, just like trying to like teach them a little about basketball, but not really like, play.
Yeah, my niece was on, well, both of my nieces were on a softball team and a soccer team.
Yeah, T-ball.
I think they're a little bit older. I can't remember, but yeah.
Well, because I played soccer 1st and 2nd grade.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, maybe 1st grade they start, but that's why maybe kindergarten they maybe are learning about it. But I wouldn't say like they're full on playing a game. I mean, that's a lot for. I mean, even if they're 5 minutes, like, the quarter might be 5 minutes. That's still a lot of time for a 5-year-old. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it's a long time. Remember, because like you have to remember too, little kids do not keep their concentration for a long time. So I'm sorry, but like trying to get them into a game would be hard. I mean, I guess that's why Madison wants to do her homework, because it's more fun, I guess.
Yeah, that definitely sounds like something Haley would do. So yeah, she's really Haley, little miniature Haley. And then at Tree Hill High, the principal is talking to Haley about publishing Sam's paper, talking about how it's not good for their image that one of their teachers are on suspension.
This is weird, because it's like, remember, like before it was like, oh, is she gonna, like, what is Haley gonna do, sort of thing. And we saw what she did. So why are we still continuing the storyline? We saw what she did. She published the article, which basically the principal said, you're basically done for if you publish it. So why is Haley back in her office again? Like, I don't get this. It's weird. Like, she basically told her she was done.
Well, yeah, they said suspension or fired. So it was actually suspension, yeah.
Okay, so it's just weird.
Yeah, they give her suspension, and I guess this is about like her coming back now.
And then she has to apologize, which is so stupid.
Yeah, so let's make the apology or walk away, basically. Yeah. And she even wrote it out for her and everything, of course.
I
But
just
she's
feel like that was drawn.
infatuated.
I just feel like that was drawn out too long because you basically gave her the ultimatum the last time,
Right.
and we're still seeing it.
hmm And then Sam is reading a B. Davis magazine at a store when she sees Jack.
Was that what she was reading?
Yeah. And he sees her, but keeps walking even when she calls his name. And he moves quickly to get away from her, and only because he was trying to shoplift and didn't want her to blow his cover.
So
When
is he still in foster care?
he should be. They just never say where. Yeah.
Man, I wish they'd say like where he's at because I want to know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know why they kept him here when they didn't really like give him much of a plot line besides for this little part right here.
Well, even the episode where he was supposed to go to foster care, it was just a lot of him and Sam just sitting on like the park bench, and I'm like I just felt like it wasn't needed. Like there was like 3 times like they were sitting on the. I'm like, I don't think this is needed like that much, and they're just talking about the same thing about foster care and about him not wanting to go, and it's like, okay, but we don't need 3 scenes of it. Like, I just feel like they didn't know what to do with him after the whole attack. So, but maybe he had a contract. So it's like, well, we got to keep him on for this many episodes. But they didn't plan it out very well because they did not know what to do with it for that episode or for this one. It's weird.
Right.
Like maybe they should have pushed the attack out or something. I don't know, but come up with something for him to do.
Right. Like I said, like if they just like explain where he ended up, maybe that could at least fill in time wise at least.
Yeah, and then he'd have like 30 more seconds of, of his time. But like, and also too, it would explain where he's at. But I mean, it could have been like Sam could have said to him like, "How's foster care?" I don't know, just something so that we know where he's at.
Yeah, either way, it seems like he's not getting food, or else he wouldn't be shoplifting. And so the alarm goes off when he gets out of the store, but then he's doesn't make a breakaway because the carts stop him right there. And Sam just asks for him to give her what he took and leave. She won't tell anybody. So then he leaves just as she's putting her arms up. As security walks up to her and he snatches the food from her hand. And then back at the hospital, Dan is now in a hospital gown and in a wheelchair.
Again, on the same floor.
Yep.
Again, that is contamination for him too in his skin. Because because I mean, you've had surgeries and stuff. It's like when you go to the OR, they clean you because you if you say bye to somebody, you can't touch them because they are clean and because anything they get on them, like they gotta wash that area, and it's like, so for him to just be sitting in the ER, that makes no sense. With the gown on, like really, like he would be sitting in the OR. I'm sorry, but like he would not be here. I don't understand this at all. I'm like, he would not be in the OR. Come on now.
Yep, so that guy and the dog is still there too, and Dan even starts petting the dog, all in a happy mood.
Well, that's the thing. He was petting the dog, so he's far away from the owner. So that's how the guy came in fast with trying to walk fast and didn't, of course, look down and see that the leash was there and tripped over the leash. Yeah.
Yep. And there were actually a few seconds before the dog even grabbed it, so I mean, again, it wouldn't be able to be used, but I'm surprised nobody grabbed it. There shouldn't have been enough time. And it was more than just the one guy.
I think they were all just in shock that this guy actually was like honestly dumb enough to trip over and lose it. Because if you're carrying something that valuable, like to save somebody's life, you would probably watch where you're going. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and Lucas was there again to see the whole thing. Yep, now he's looking at Dan, like, there goes your chance at a longer life now. And then Brooke brings Sam home, lecturing on how she could shoplift when she has everything she could ever want.
Yep.
And Sam says they're not even pressing charges, but Brooke said only because she cried and begged and told him that she was a semi-R word. But that's not the point. And then even though Sam said she wouldn't say anything, she was kind of like hinting to Brooke that something else was happening, because she said maybe it was a mistaken of identity.
Yeah, and Brooke don't care.
Yeah. And yeah, so Brooke's not buying it. And Sam said she doesn't even like hot dogs, so she's not really helping her case, because she's not explaining either, like, why it couldn't have been her.
Well, the hard part was when Brooke said that you're unfixable.
Yeah. Yeah, that was probably one of the worst things she could have said to her.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to make her life better.
Mm-hmm.
You got to build her confidence, and that ain't it.
Mm-hmm. And then Julian calls, but Brooke lets it go to voicemail. And Sam figures out that that's why she's so mad at her, because she's mad at him.
Yeah, and she said, like, not the point. And she don't want to talk about it clearly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Brooke, goes on that she's done so much for her, but yet she's doing things like this. And, she's been trying to be patient, but it doesn't seem to be working.
So basically throw it in her face that you have saved her life.
Mm-hmm.
And you're the only reason why she is, has a life. And I mean, just, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you get where I'm coming from, of like, I don't like this version of Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
Of like, I am better than you, and look what I have done for you, and basically you are nothing. Like,
yeah, and sounding like Victoria.
Right. Like, come on now, Brooke. Like, are you kidding me? Like,
Mm-hmm.
this isn't what she wanted. If this is how you're going to act and treat her, she'd probably rather go live in the car.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you want to go to a home that the person feels this way about you? You wouldn't. I wouldn't. Would you?
No. Yeah, so Sam just tells her the truth, that she didn't steal, and she's not lying about it. So then she goes to her room and slams the door, and then Brooke does the same, which is kind of immature, but yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the thing. Sam went to her room and then Brooke went to hers, and I was like, "Wow, cool, Brooke. Like,
Mm-hmm.
What are you, 15 again?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were fighting more like sisters. Yeah.
Right, and it's like you're supposed to be the adult, and you're not.
Yeah, parent figure. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not acting like the adult around here.
Mm-hmm. And then Lucas gets to the studio, and Julian actually pains the face, says, yeah. And then that's when Julian gets into the news about his dad being fired. And since Lucas hasn't been in this industry before, and he doesn't know what this exactly means when he first hears it.
How did Julian's dad get fired?
Yeah, they never explained that either, so I didn't like that.
Because it seemed like he was this really successful executive that people would go to. And all of a sudden he's fired. Like, they don't fire those kind of people that are, high up and really valuable. They don't fire those. They don't fire those people
unless they did something really bad. But
I feel like they would cover that up.
Yeah, probably.
Like, depending on what he did, I feel like they'd cover it up more than anything. They'd blame somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So it was weird too. I was like, okay, like he can't be as good as maybe he thinks he is, because I mean, remember, like, all the times he said, like, look what I did for Julian. All Julian does is crawl back to me and want me to help him. And I was like, okay, so he kind of acted like he was this amazing high level executive, but clearly he wasn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so when Reese hears this, he gets on his phone right away to make sure he's still there, and he is.
To make sure he gets paid.
Yep.
Oh my God. And then he gets off the phone and he's like, I got 300,000 for doing nothing. It's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. So he's on like a high.
Mm-hmm.
And then, of course, like, yeah, so Lucas doesn't know what's going on. And so that's when Reese is like, oh, the movie's done.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucas is like, what? Like, how can that be? And Julian's like, it's not done yet. Like, I'll make a few calls. Yeah.
Right.
It was kind of funny though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Reeves was like, yeah, you go ahead and do that, but the movie's over. Yeah.
Yeah, he don't care. He's getting 300.
Yeah. And then Jamie says sorry to Skills for their team not winning. He said it's okay. And Madison says it's not. They're horrible. And Audrey and Chuck agree. And Skills says that they only lost by 2 points, which is, not bad, especially when they're only 5. And Skills points out to every kid and highlights, their progress of what they actually did that was good. Like Chuck played the whole game without fouling and without punching anybody.
That was funny. Okay. It was funny, like, and good, like, Chuck, was, changed. But I was like, but then I was thinking, I remember, I think it's season 8. I want to say it's season 8. When they're on the baseball field and he goes and kicks, who is it, Julian or something?
Maybe I don't remember.
Or no, he doesn't kick, he punches someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
I think
okay,
it was Julian.
yeah, I think it was Julian.
Somebody.
One of them, yes, one of those two. And my thing is, he really didn't change then.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember in like a season or 2, he continues this behavior of like punching people. And I'm like, but he started back here.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden it went away, but then it came back.
Mm-hmm. And then Skills points out that Madison didn't even do her homework during the second half because she doesn't know how to relax and have fun. And again, that sounds like Haley. And then Deb walks into the gym when Skills is telling Jamie he made 14 points and Andre got 8. Caroline, whoever that is, got 2 and 2 rebounds and no, peeing her pants. So, I liked how he did like tell not every single kid, but like the main kids that we know except for Caroline. And like highlighted like what they did well, versus, them losing. So he's doing like the opposite of what Brooke's doing, with his kids, building them up.
Yeah, which I mean, I feel like especially at that age, you need a coach that is going to make you feel better for, your losses than, beat you up for it. Because, I mean, he could have very easily been that coach that makes the kids never want to play again. But here he's making it still like fun and okay, like, we'll just do it again next week. And, everything's going to be good. And which is good because the kids need to obviously learn how to fail because you don't want to be Nathan when you're a freshman in high school.
Mm-hmm.
But also, so they need to learn to lose, but also, I like how he wasn't like yelling at them, like you could have done this, like Dan would have done.
Yeah.
Because again, they would have been like, I'm never playing this sport again. Like you turned me off from it. So I'm glad he wasn't like that.
Mm-hmm. And then it was funny how he told them to not do drugs and stay in school.
Yeah, that was funny too. I was like, really? I mean, did he say it because Deb was there?
Yeah, probably to impress her.
Mm-hmm. Like, look, I'm good with kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she says that to him too. And he says it's not that hard because he loves them. And maybe one day they'll have some of their own.
Yeah. Guess he forgot that she already raised one and he's, 23.
Yeah, his age. Yeah. Yeah, so this like hits Deb for the first time that her and Skills want different things.
Yeah, that they will not be together because he wants kids.
Yeah. And then Haley's on the phone with Nathan, telling him she's mad about, her situation with the principal. And Nathan knows Haley so well that he knows that she's probably organizing the kitchen drawers from being so stressed. And she actually turns out to be doing that, which is funny. So Nathan says, whatever she does, is fine with him. Because he understands.
But did you hear what he said?
When
he said, I'm gonna love you more because I know you'll do the right thing. And basically suck it up for the kids. And I'm like, but if she does the opposite, you'll love her less. I was like, okay. Because he said, like, the kids need you. And I was like, so you'll love her less. Because he says, I'll love you more for doing the right thing. Well, so if she doesn't do that one thing, you're not going to love her more. It was kind of weird. I just didn't really like that saying. Because he could have just worded it as you always do the right thing. And, I love you for that.
Right.
And not this. So I was like, because here she's still debating it. So it was weird that he would say that. I just didn't like that wording.
Yeah.
Like, I'll love you more for doing this. No, you should just love her more anyway.
And then Jamie and Lucas are visiting Clayton's grave. And, they're talking to him. And Jamie says they had a game today. He got a bunch of points, but he lost. And then Lucas tells Q that Jamie's doing really good. He has his crossover dribble. And Jamie even tells Q that Andre, did great too.
I liked when he said that because obviously it's his little brother.
Yeah. And Payne's visiting her mom's grave nearby. And Payne's telling her like how the doctors are worried, and she knows how scared Lucas must be, but she's trying to be strong out of it. But she's scared. And
and she doesn't want, like, obviously people to know that she's scared because she's trying to be tough.
Yeah.
And then she said that to put a good word up there for them. Because she obviously sees Lucas coming. So she's like, okay, end this conversation.
Yeah.
And then that's when Lucas comes over and was like, this place is way too full of people that I love and miss. And there's not room for any more. Not even one. I was happy that he said that, but I was also like, okay. Because obviously, like, do you think she wants to die?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, really, Lucas?
Yeah.
And also, you voiced it so much that I think she gets how you feel. I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
Like, she's also the one that's pregnant with the baby, so it kind of is a lot more her decision because it is her body. So if she wants to continue, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. It was just like he's still kind of pressing the issue. Like, we get how you feel.
Right. And then did Jamie go to Keith's grave? That's why Lucas brought him up.
Yeah.
Or he brought Keith up.
Yeah, because they look over and he's at Keith's grave now.
Okay, yes, I couldn't tell. I don't really know the difference between the headstones, but yeah. So now Jamie's starting to get curious about stuff like how did great Uncle Keith die? And Lucas said he was shot. So Jamie realizes, puts it together that same thing that happened to Quinn. And he asks, why do bad people do things like that? And
then he said, go ask your Grandpa Dan.
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie. Before he said that, it was a pause, and then I literally was like, go ask your Grandpa Dan. And then he said that, and I was like, the fact that Lucas, like, I don't, I obviously did not remember Lucas said that. So it was hilarious when he said it. Because I was thinking the same thing. Like, because Lucas doesn't know why people do that. So, because he's a good person. So, like, obviously go ask the person that did it.
I'm just surprised that Jamie didn't ask him why he wouldn't have to talk to his grandpa about that. Because he's really smart. So you think that he would understand right away that he might have done something.
Yeah, but wasn't it in the hospital? Wasn't in the hospital or somewhere? Remember when Lucas and Jamie were talking that Jamie asked, why do people hate Grandpa Dan? And he said he took Uncle Keith away from us. Remember that? And that's when Jamie's like, oh, you're like my Uncle Keith. Well, so right there, he did, without saying what he did, he said he took him away from us.
Right.
So, so I guess, but maybe Jamie obviously didn't know why until here. So now it's like, it's all piecing together. Like, this is what Grandpa Dan did.
And then they pass by Dan's headstone, and we see that they never replaced the picture that Lucas destroyed. So I don't know if it's because Dan didn't have the money, or he just figured he didn't deserve to have his picture on there, or have plans for it to be replaced later after he died. I don't know, but he's standing.
Well, wasn't it then that Nina Carey kidnapped him, and then all that happened, so he didn't really have time to finish his headstone?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. And then speaking of Dan, he's at the by the water with his pager, but then he throws into the
Why?
ocean.
Why would you throw the pager?
Well, it's after the whole dog and heart thing. He just figures that now he's lost 2 hearts, so it seems like he's never gonna get one, so he's just basically given up.
Because like it's just weird. Because I'm like, you got a second chance. Like, why would you just? I mean, I wouldn't throw it away until I'm dead. You know, it was weird.
Yeah, I mean, he got kidnapped, so he lost that heart, and the dog ate this heart. So he just, like I said, he gives up because he feels like every time he's gonna get a heart, something else is gonna happen. So yeah, so that's why he's just giving up and going in the water and just talking on and on about God, the universe, like
Yeah, that's all you got and everything.
Yeah, having that anger. Yeah. And then we actually see him go under the water and not come back up. But then a second later, in the next scene, we see that he's sitting at the beach. So I wonder how long he was in the water and what made him even walk out of the water, because we didn't see that.
We just saw the camera get all watery.
Yeah. It seemed like he was completely done, and then he's just sitting right there. So that was kind of weird to have that gap. But ironically, there is a dog and a man jogging by him, and the guy says, "It's a great day to be alive."
Not for Dan.
Yeah. And then elsewhere, Julian talks to Lucas, about the movie, saying it's over.
Yeah, and then Peyton,
everybody.
And then Peyton was like, "Have you talked? Like have you talked to Brooke and everything?"
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, "I'm not really worried about her. She'll be fine." And she goes, "I was talking, what did he say?"
She said she didn't mean the job.
Yeah. He goes, "I wasn't either."
Mm-hmm. And then after he's gone, Payne tells Lucas that he was worried about the book becoming a movie anyway, with the scene of Keith dying and everything. And that's when Jamie asks Lucas if he can have the picture of his kid self and Keith together. Lucas tells him sure. So then Payne gets a call and then goes to the label to tell Mia that the other label, whoever doesn't like her song.
I like when she said like they liked it, they just want it on piano.
Right.
And so basically, if you want to keep your song, just basically do it on piano.
Oh, it was guitar instead of piano, actually.
Yeah. Whichever one. But
right, yeah. And of course, Mia's against this. She don't want to change it.
But I was happy that she said it, because it's like you can still get to keep all your lyrics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just change it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if they don't want to waste the money, but I mean, she could still record on piano, because I mean, they probably wouldn't have been like these days, like they usually do that with different songs to put out new versions to sell. But yeah, she could have done both if they did that back then. But and like just put like the guitar one or the solo, not solo, single if they were trying to make it that. But Payne suggests that she does change it. And Mia asks Haley what does she think, since she's been in this not the same situation probably, but she knows music as an artist. And Haley says sometimes you have to play the game. And, she's thinking of her own situation of having to do something she doesn't want to do, like with the apology article. And then Skills walks into Jamie's room, and we finally see that Sims game that he was talking about, or a little bit earlier in the beginning. And, Skills is interested. He's like, "Do you have a character of me?" And Jamie says, "Yeah, but he mostly gets mushy with Nanny Deb."
Yeah, he says, "I like your style."
Mm-hmm. And to give him 2 Nanny Debs, but don't tell the real one.
Of course.
Yeah. And then Deb's looking at the picture of Lucas and Keith that we gave Jamie. And Skills walks into the kitchen and says Jamie's a genius. And his Nanny's kind of great too. And then that's when she brings up the whole kid situation. Because she tells him, she doesn't want kids, even though he says that she could still have them because she's young enough. But
she doesn't want them because she's raised one.
Yeah, and she's a grandma too.
Yeah.
So that's the only kid she wants to have in her life.
Well, and she's at that freedom, like she can do what she wants because it's not her kid.
Mm-hmm. And then he goes on to say that he's fine with not having kids, but she knows that he'll regret it, later on. And she tells him that he deserves more than just fun. And
especially because he's in his early 20s.
Mm-hmm, yeah. And she's in her early 40s. So.
It's not like he was 29 where he's like, "No, I've thought about this for 10 years,
mm-hmm.
and I don't want kids." Where he's only like 23, like he just graduated not too long ago, so he still might want it in 5 years.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, so he says that this is good enough for him, but she says enough for him, but not for her. And then at Brooks, the phone rings, and Sam tells Brooke that it's Julian, but she ignores the phone and continues eating her ice cream.
And that was funny because I heard the cell phone rings, and then of course Sam answers it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because Sam doesn't want to. I mean, Brooke doesn't want to be the adult and actually just have that conversation with Julian, whether it's good or not.
She's not having really an adult conversation with anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like how she's treating Sam and now Julian.
Mm-hmm. And Brooke's not happy that she picked up the phone for her. And she said she's going to kill her after she gets off the phone and her dead body is going to be found in. Then Julian tells Brooke about the movie news and that he already has another project already to start working on, so he's going to leave. And she's kind of hurt knowing that he's going to leave, but she tells him to take the opportunity anyways.
But he is a producer, that he does need to go where the movie is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that is his job. She met him. Here's the problem. Like when people get mad that the other person has to go somewhere or do something, it's like you met them at that stage in their life where they were working. You know, it's like you can't get mad because that person has to go away or is working too late or whatever, because you met them like that.
Right, and then she's been ignoring him too.
Right, so. But it's not like they're going to just give up their job, because how then would they support themselves? You know, I just don't like people like that, where it's like, you need to quit for me. It's like, and I know she didn't really say that, but just how she's acting of like, why don't you stay in Tree Hill? Well, just because you gave up your, company, and wanted to move to Tree Hill doesn't mean everybody else does.
Mm-hmm.
So, and again, you met him as a traveling producer. Mm-hmm. That's what he is. That's his job. He knows it. Now you got to know it too.
Yeah, and then they actually fight about this later on too when they're together. Mm-hmm.
That's what bothers me, is like she met him this way. If she would have met him as, I don't know, anything else, and then he, like, remember, okay, like Nathan, he then turns into being a sports agent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a different job than what he started with, right?
Right.
Well, that's the thing, is like, if he would totally switch jobs where it would then affect you, I would get that, because you didn't meet him at that stage.
Mm-hmm.
But she did, so you can't yell at him for it. He's got to go.
Mm-hmm.
And do what he needs to do. Plus, you just met him. It's not like you've been together for months where he can then pick and choose his projects.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because, isn't he still in his 20s too? He needs to make a name for himself too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, as far as we know, this is maybe just the second film that he's ever will try to make, at least. He had that one movie for the Sundance Festival. But and then Brooke told Sam that they pulled the plug in the movie, so he's leaving town soon for good. I don't know if he told her that or she was just thinking that herself. I don't know if that was kind of strange. Like, she just never gonna see him again, but
right. And also, yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. And then before she took the call, she said that it would be good for them to spend some time apart. So Sam tells her, at least they're going to get that now, mocking her, and then goes into her room.
Mm-hmm.
And then
that was the thing, was Brooke was playing with his heart. She was back and forth of, what are we, what, like, again, and then now he's leaving. So, I mean, maybe you shouldn't have played with his heart that much.
Yeah, she's going to do the same thing with Owen,
Well, and she did it with Lucas when they finally got back together again. She played with Felix's heart. She kind of was playing with everybody's, when you think about it, all of her relationships. I mean, maybe not Chase's, because she started in a lie, but everyone else, she seemed to play with their hearts.
Right. It's probably just from her issues with her parents and not having good relationships with them, so she doesn't know what that looks like. So
right, that's what I was thinking too.
I mean, she wasn't even having that good a relationship with Payne either. So really, like, every relationship in her life has been great. And then Dan goes to see Deb, and she tells him he's evil. And he's like joking, like, what tipped you off? Their miserable marriage or the prison term? And she's mad because he was blaming her on Ricky's murder. And he says she's right, it wasn't her fault. And Deb says, right, it isn't. And he says he knows that. And then that's when she finds out about what happened to the new heart. And so he wants to take Jamie for a couple of hours. And she's, debating on letting him or not. And I'm kind of surprised she didn't tell Nathan and Haley before giving him permission. But
right, she acts like she's the parent.
Yeah.
Well, and then then he says, like, they can all go. And she was like, no. Then it was funny because she's like, well, no, because then she does say, like, for why? Like, why would you take, like, it's weird that she would even ask that because he did watch him a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And he did pick him up from school and stuff. So it's not like it would be out of the ordinary for him to want to take Jamie.
Right.
Because they have trusted him in that. But also, but then he says to say goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was funny though, like when they were leaving, she was like, and this is where I say goodbye.
Right.
It was funny. But I mean, after also how he treated her, does he really think he deserves a goodbye?
Right.
Like, why does he think he should get this extravagant, loving goodbye from all these people? Lucas, Deb. I don't understand this at all. I mean, next, is he going to call up Karen? I'm dying. I mean,
maybe he did. We just didn't see it.
Right. It's pathetic. Like, let's be honest. Like, that's what it is. Like, you've gone so far that you're now going to be like, why aren't these, like, I should get a goodbye from these people. No, you shouldn't. I don't even know why I don't even know why these people are talking to you. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, I think they're going to feel sorry for him that he hasn't gotten a heart still.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it was sad when he said that Jamie was all he has left.
Well, it is true.
And it's his fault, yeah.
Right. Who did it? You.
Yeah, so Jamie comes running up asking if he has his new heart and can he see it. I don't know why he asks that. That's impossible. But
well, I think he maybe meant like the scar.
Yeah, so I thought too. Just funny how he worded it. But Dan tells him it was a false alarm. And Jamie asks where his pager is then, and Dan looks at Deb. That's when she gives him the 2 hours with Jamie, but to not make her regret it.
But he never answered him.
Right. And Jamie asks Deb if she wants to go with him, and she says no. Like I said before, yeah. So he tells Jamie to wait in the car, and Dan tells Deb goodbye, but she doesn't look at him, and he tells her to not feel guilty. So does he mean not feel guilty about
Keith?
Okay, yeah, I was wondering. Yeah. Just kind of vague.
Well, it definitely ain't about him.
And then we segue to Brooke at Trick, where she says she feels guilty. Julian was being so nice to her, and she freaked out and took it out on Sam.
Yeah.
And then right next to her, Haley says,
she's talking about Rumkus,
yeah.
And then when she started teaching, she didn't think she was going to have a principal like her, and she called her a bitch.
Yeah, it's funny how she was quoting the apology letter. Like, she already memorized it, too. And
then Mia was talking about the guitar.
Yeah, playing guitar. And she jokes about using the spoons next, and Skill says,
yeah, he says, it was funny. He says, what the hell? She mean I'm too good for her? Oh my God. Then it was funny because he goes, Luke, am I too good for anybody you know? And he goes, dude, I just lost $300,000 and you lost Deb? Like,
yeah, and shut up.
It was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but honestly, like, I know that Lucas said that, like, obviously it's a joke, Skills and Deb, right? Like, that's been their whole thing. But think if that was your actual, like, love of your life. Like, think if that was like Nathan and Haley, Lucas and Peyton. Would they be heartbroken like that if they had lost the other person? You know what I mean? Like, for them in the group, it was a joke. But if that was their love of their life, they would compare it to losing $300,000.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like, Lucas, if you lost Peyton, you would be comparing it too. And if Haley lost Nathan or Nathan lost Haley, like it's the same thing. Like, I mean, Brooke is over there going on about Julian, and he ain't saying nothing about that. Because you know why? Because he doesn't think that they're a joke. That's the reason. That's the difference. Because Brooke is over there complaining about Julian. Well, but again, he thinks that they are more of a couple than Skills and Deb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, they probably, at least Lucas in this situation is saying, probably thinks that he figured that they wouldn't work out anyways because of their age gap. So he's not really surprised that they, broke up.
Well, that's why I said that it's a joke and that he doesn't feel like it's a real relationship like Brooke and Julian are.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he's not going at Brooke of why are you complaining about Julian when I lost $300,000. Like again, they both lost somebody and he ain't going off on Brooke. Why? Because in his eyes, they were a real couple for a week.
Yeah.
It's weird, but again, it's just a little weird. Like, that's why it's like, at this point, it's like, what kind of friend is Lucas? Because, like, he's like, you lost Deb. It's like, well, he did love her. Yeah. So, it again, your idea of love and his idea of love might be two different things. I'm just saying.
Yeah, well, he never said, but maybe Lucas was thinking of using that money for something big, like a house, like he probably wouldn't want to move anyways, but still maybe a new house, car.
He's already got all that.
A college fund for his kid, who knows what he wanted to do with that money that he lost.
I know, but also comparing money to a relationship, I mean, because again, you can always make money. Like if you lose money, like what do people always say? Like, as long as I have you, that's all. Like money comes and goes. So for Lucas, it's like you may have lost $200,000, but you still have Peyton, right? Skills doesn't have that. That's what I'm saying. It's like I don't like how he's like. I think it's obviously a funny little bit, but at the same time, it's like when you actually think about it, it's like it's kind of mean to say. Like your relationship isn't as important as me losing $300,000. Like, but maybe it is to him. Because if you were in that situation and Skills had lost $300,000, you wouldn't be like, "Oh, I shouldn't complain that I lost Peyton." It's weird. Like, and how long did he go on and on about missing Lindsay? And she definitely wasn't the one. So it's like the same thing. Like, and again, Skills could have like made a jab at him for that. I'm just saying because no one thought that they were serious. That was a joke.
Yeah.
And that was funny because then that Reese guy shows up. And he's all happy. He's drinking. He's like, drinks on me. And then Lucas is like, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm celebrating. I got paid for doing nothing. It's like, oh my God. Like, and everybody is just looking at him. It was hilarious.
Yeah, because the drinks are on him. Because he even climbs over the bar as if he owns the place.
I know,
like
but yeah, like,
serve them.
And yet, like, Lucas owns the place.
And then Sam goes to see Julian to talk about Brooke and say she's sorry about the movie. And like, why is he gonna leave Brooke? And he says, that wasn't gonna work out.
Here's the thing. You know what I think? I think Sam cares more about Julian than Brooke does.
Yeah.
At this point, obviously we know they end up together, but like at this point, I feel like Brooke is the child acting like the child, where Sam is like, just talk to him, listen, like just hear him out, blah, blah, and that's being a reasonable adult of like, fine, I'll hear you out. And like ignoring his calls and just like it's just a little childish. And like that's something for Sam to do because she's a child. And that's I feel like she's more grown up than Brooke is. And also like she has this relationship with Julian and I love it. And yeah, I just feel like she cares more about Julian than Brooke does.
Is Brooke mad at Julian because of the character description before? Is that why she's not talking to him?
No, he said that you're mad at me because I said I love you.
Oh,
And
right.
She didn't say it back.
Right.
Okay, but you're gonna ignore someone because of that.
Yeah. So she just pitched him out for no reason. Yeah.
It's so childish. Also, they have not been together that long.
Yeah. So I don't like how Julian did that
Uh-huh.
either, because it's like he's kind of pressuring her to say "I love you" back. And if she did, it wouldn't really be genuine right now, because she's like having a hard time even kind of letting that in
But
to
why is
begin
she
with.
so upset that someone loves her?
Because the last guy, well, I guess you're not counting Chase, but the last guy who really loved her was cheating on her. So
Okay, but like my thing is like it's one thing for you to get mad if you said I love you and they didn't say I love you back. That would be like a genuine thing of you to be like, oh my God, I'm so mortified, I'm upset, I'm gonna hide my face, I'm gonna like stay away from you because I embarrassed myself for saying that, like I shouldn't have said it. Well, but like she's not. He's the one that said it. If anything, he's the one that should be feeling that way. But he's not. It's Brooke. Why? I don't get this at all. I don't understand. Like, why? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, it's such a teenage thing of like her not growing up because once again, she's acting like she's gonna lose someone because she's acting like a teenager because she can't just accept that he said, I love you. Like, get over yourself. Like, come on now, Brooke. Like, I love you, but like, not in this episode. I don't.
no.
Because like, that's what I mean. It's one thing for her to say, I love you. And then he's like, huh, bye, peace, I'm leaving. But like, yes, that's not how it happened. So that's what bothers me is like, you're getting upset. Why?
Just trust issues. Yeah.
I don't get this at all.
Yeah, she's just still really hurt from the whole Lucas situation.
Well, she
No,
got to
that
get
was
over
years
it.
ago now.
Well, she has to get over it. Otherwise, she's going to lose another relationship.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Dean and Rory when she didn't say it back either.
Oh, how did that happen? I mean, like what? Oh yeah, he was upset.
Yeah.
But see, he was the one that said it, right? Okay, so in this case, Julian's not upset.
Right.
Why? Because Julian's like, you'll say it when you're ready. No, like a normal person. Like, I just want you to know I love you. You say it when you feel ready. Because I don't want you to say it not like when you're not ready. And again, I don't think he's pressuring her. I think she's just being stubborn for some reason. And again, I don't know if this is another one of her tests to like see if he like comes crawling back or what. But like, it ain't gonna work this time.
Yeah, because didn't Brooke say that some people play hard to get to see if see if the person really cares or something like that. So it's kind of like she's doing that situation.
Yeah, because she has like played these games for like every guy she's been with. Think about it. Remember when she played with Felix and she'd like all these games and he's finally like, get over the games. Like, I like you. And it's like that. It's like she messed with Lucas and played games with him. She plays these games and they're actually annoying. And then, then she was playing them with Owen. With the whole, oh, you want me back? Okay, you got to get me all these presents and do all this stuff for me. But I'm really not going to take you back. But it's fun. Like, stop messing with people.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Is like these guys, for some reason they're still around because they haven't left you yet.
Right. Then Sam explains to Julian that Brooke didn't call him back because she was mad at her for shoplifting. So right away he's concerned about that. So like how he cared about her,
That's what I mean.
Situation.
He seems more of like the older brother / parent than Brooke. Because he actually does care.
Yeah. Yeah, because he even asked like, what did Brooke say? And Sam said she didn't tell her. But she did call her unfixable. And, Julian's saying that Brooke didn't mean that. And Sam knows she was just mad at him, but she doesn't get them. Like, basically, like you're saying, like 1 minute they're talking, making out on the couch, the next they're not. And that's when Julian says that he told Brooke he loves her and she didn't say it back, but the movie's over now, so it doesn't matter. And Sam says it does. It's the only thing that matters, and walks out. And then Dan bought Jamie some ice cream, so he's eating it. And he, tells him the heartfelt thing of he's going to miss watching him grow up into the man he's going to be someday because he knows he's going to do great things in life. And he makes sure Jamie knows that he would be there if he could. And they hug, it's like that for a while, which was sweet, but sad at the same time.
No,
And
then he said who killed great Uncle Keith.
So that ruined the moment, yeah.
And then he said I did.
Yeah, so I was surprised when I first watched this that he actually named that to Jamie.
Yeah, and then then Jamie said, "I want to go home."
Yeah, so he figured that since he's dying, like he has nothing to lose at this point now.
Well, he's like, I guess I can tell the truth because as soon as I die, they'll tell him anyway. So,
right.
That was this evil person.
Yeah, and it would be better for him to hear it from Dan himself than anybody else. So.
Well, because he probably wouldn't believe them because he would probably be like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because the relationship he's had with Dan so far is he just seen him as a good, good man, not anything else. So
yeah, definitely not what Lucas and Nathan had.
Mm-hmm. And then on the Riverport,
but I will say it was sad though when Jamie said, "I want to go home."
Yeah,
it's like, yep, that just basically tells you that relationship is over.
Mm-hmm. And now Julian and Lucas are at the Riverport, and Julian's there for the first time, right?
I don't know. Oh, and about Jamie, this puts into a little bit more perspective now that he lost somebody special to him, which was Quentin, and how they basically died the same way. So, because before, when like he was alive, he didn't remember he couldn't understand why everybody hated Dan. Well, now that, he lost Q, he totally understands why they feel the way that they do. And now it's like, no, I don't like you because I know why they don't like you. Because I don't like the person that did it to Q because Q's no longer here. So that's the difference about that last conversation that Lucas did have with him to this one of I totally get it now. And that's actually a lot for a little 5 or 6 year old, I'm just saying.
Yeah. And then, so talking about the movie, and Julian tells Lucas that he may have lost it and a huge production bonus, but well, he's the one that also lost the movie and his production and 2 amazing girls, and Lucas asked what happened with Brooke anyway. So Julian explained that they were having fun, but she told him she needed it to be more than that, so he made it more than that, and then she freaked out and just wanted to have fun. So Lucas laughs, and Julian goes on to say that it wasn't fun for either of them by then. And Lucas says maybe it will work out if he doesn't try with her again. He's an idiot. And
then it was funny. I liked when he said it's Brooke Davis. If you don't try, you're an idiot. It was funny.
Yeah, that's what he said, yeah.
Yeah.
And then Payne, he says that Payne came home to find love, and maybe Brooke did too, and she can find it with him. And he jokes about his big forehead. And Julian kind of jokes, saying that he thinks of it as a 5-head thank you. And then he says Payne happened to love it among other big things, and Lucas tells him he's glad he's leaving now. But just then Reese shows up.
Just then their best friend arrives.
Yeah, he's always just popping up, it seems.
Yeah, just wherever those 2 are, he just happens to be there. That's the thing. The movie's done and over with, right? Why are you still there, Reese?
Yeah.
You have nobody to you don't have a relationship with anybody, so you don't need to be there to say bye to anybody. Why are you there? It's weird. Most people would not be there.
Yeah.
They'd be trying to get another job.
Right. Maybe he can't get a plane ride until later on, tomorrow or later on in the day.
And especially why are you there when all you want to do is sleep with that girl? So it's weird.
Yeah, well, he goes to them, having them celebrate with a drink.
Yeah. And then he says, drink something expensive.
Yeah, because it's on the production, yeah. And Lucas says that, him and Julian are just sad because they really wanted to make the movie. And Julian says Lucas has a point, and Reese says he gets it. If they had just run one little frame of film through the camera, they would be sitting on that bonus by now.
He said that's a lot of money. You're upset.
Yeah.
I respect that. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, Lucas says it's not about the money. So Reese actually it's about them because he's not a writer. So they found a story worth telling, and the script and feel were right, the cast were good, and they were so close to making something that would affect somebody they've never met. But for 2 hours, they can have a dialogue with that person to speak to them and illuminate a small part of their world by telling a story in theirs.
Well, and then Reese said that, like, we took a shot, we, keep everything we did, just like work out, just like basically move on, like find something else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he says they only have two options: stay in a public park like a couple of, homos, which again, I don't know why they're doing this when they had Anna in the earlier seasons. So it's like they're going backwards here. But and partying and drinking cheap beer, or they could celebrate the attempt. So he makes a toast to friendship they made along the way, although I don't think that they're actually friends. At least
no, because they don't like him.
Mm-hmm.
Then they just keep looking at him.
Yeah, and then he adds the insane amount of ass they get for doing the job. And then Julian tells him he was so close to actually sounding nice. And Dixon says above all, they shouldn't let this get them down. They will pick themselves up and find
the next one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then the limo pulls up. Or no, it was the helicopter.
No, the actress that went out for Peyton walks out of the limo.
Yeah, the limo comes up, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She comes
and
out.
Then, yeah, then Reese apparently is making her think that she's still playing Peyton.
Yeah, and they're like, does she know? And he's like, nah.
Yeah, just to keep her around, yeah, so she won't leave him. And then that's when the helicopter comes. And yeah, so with that bonus, he bought the helicopter, rented it. So before he leaves, he mentions that he did run the film through the camera anyway. And then he says that they just got their production bonuses because of that. So he actually did that for them, something nice. So he's still off of the movie, but they can still continue, I guess, without him, even though he's the director. And then he takes the last swig of wine and throws it on the grass, so he's a winner too. And he quotes, when they speak of him well, or they'll both something Durham. And then Lucas says, you may not like him, minister, but you can't deny he's got style, Harry Potter. And Julie knows he got that helicopter from the movie money. And so I guess as if that means that they'll have less money now. But at school, Haley is with her class and the principal is there too. And she tells them that she's been told to speak with all of them.
So her suspension is over for a second?
Yeah, I guess, to make her decision, if she's coming back or not.
Yeah,
and then I would say it to everybody for some reason.
Yeah, and then she said, like, what's the first thing that I taught you about writing? And Sam goes, tell the truth. She's like, yeah, she'd be a hypocrite if she'd tell the truth.
Right.
But then I was like thinking, like, because you are a professional, like, teacher, like, you can't really say, like there are certain things you have to leave out. Like, especially because, like, the principal's trying to hide, like, cover stuff up, like the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That there are certain things you just can't tell the students, like, as a teacher. And that's why when she's like, I'll just tell the truth. And it's like, okay. It's not really what a teacher would do because they'd have to listen to the rules, but okay. And then she said, she did say that the essay was powerful. And basically she's done.
Right.
But she's proud of everybody.
Yeah, so she says it was on it. The essay was honest and real and everything the writing should be. And she's looking at the principal's face when she says that. And she grabs her purse and tells her students to remember it's too early for them to start playing the game and too early for her as well. They just stand up for what they believe in. The truth matters, so tell it no matter what. and then walks out. And then Julian goes to Brooke's house, and Brooke tells him that she was going to call him. And Julian says, but when he said he loved her, she didn't say it back. And he said it was fine, but it wasn't. So then he brings up Sam about the shoplifting, but it wasn't her fault. She was covering for Jack. She promised not to tell him. So that's when Brooke tells Julian she feels bad for calling Sam unfixable. And Julian says he knows, and she's not. But she knows she's not because she loves her. And so does he. And that's okay because sometimes beauty is in the attempt. So he's quoting Reese now. And he tells her, he has to go. And this is now when she says that she doesn't want him to go. And he says he doesn't want to either, but he has to. And then she tries to tell him something, but he walks to the door and says he's going to miss her.
Well, at least they had a sweet goodbye, right?
Yeah.
And it wasn't. He
Yeah,
could have just left, like, you know, you don't want to talk to
Mhm.
me. You want to be a child. I'm leaving.
Yeah, but I think he wanted to talk about Sam to make sure she knew the truth about her. Because Sam probably wouldn't have told her still later on.
That's the thing. Brooke needs Julian just for Sam. Because he could understand her.
Yeah. So hopefully this would make Brooke try to listen to Sam more and see her side of things, even if it seems like she did something bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the river court, Lucas and Nathan are there, and Nathan tells Lucas someone's a bit rusty, to reclaim. And then Nathan shows him how to do it and makes a basket when throwing the ball over his shoulder. And then tells him sorry about the movie, because Haley told him about it. Then Nathan tells Lucas now that Haley got fired. And Lucas thought it was just a suspension, but Nathan said it wasn't until this morning. And he's confused on how everything just fell apart when he left town for a while. Haley gets fired, the movie falls apart.
Dan's heart.
Lucas just Dan's heart. Yeah.
So so then it was funny because like Lucas was like, yeah, I was there. Like the dog ate the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and of course he's like trying to like make it a joke.
Mm-hmm. And then it really hits Nathan that Dan's gonna die now.
That's the thing. It's like Lucas is all happy. He's like he's gone forever, and Nathan's like, what? My dad?
Yeah. Yeah, it shows how different they feel about Dan. Like Nathan still knows Dan's a bad person, but he still has that love for him because he actually grew up with him as his father. So
well, that's why I've always said like Nathan is the one that will always run back to Dan no matter what, because they have that relationship, that father-son, whether it's toxic or not. He has that. Where Lucas was abandoned by him, so he doesn't have that at all. He just hates the man. But like that's why I've always said like, look, Nathan has always had that like. In front of Lucas, I got to be like tough and hate him, but like behind closed doors, no, like I do love Dan, and I feel like that's okay for him to still love Dan because he was raised by him. Like Lucas can hate him all he wants because he didn't have that, but Nathan did. Like I'm just saying, like I know that he shouldn't, but it's still his father. And he still gave him the life that he gave him.
Right. Yeah, it's normal for a lot of people with complicated relationships with their parents. Yeah.
Well, but it's just hard for Nathan because, like, he wants to be there for his brother, but his brother is totally against his side, and so like Lucas has never really like been like, it's okay for you to like Dan. Like, I feel like it's for Lucas, it's always been like, you need to hate him. Yeah, don't you? Like, I never have felt like Lucas would ever like truly understand why Nathan would like him. And Haley does. I mean, Haley gets why. But I just feel like it's for Lucas, it's always been like, if you're on my side, you got to fully be on my side. You can't also like Dan.
Right.
Which is hard for somebody to be in.
Yeah. And then Dan's looking at a picture of him and Jamie, and then he gets the flashbacks of the time when he found the word murder on his living room wall in that red paint by Abby. And then Brooke gets home and
then it was weird because he just like leaves. So where's he going?
Yeah, I don't know. He just seemed to have sold the beach house or just leave it because he probably still wrote it in his will to go to Nathan, but
because he doesn't have another home to like go to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like, oh, I'm just gonna go here and die here. That is where he was gonna die. So it's
Yeah.
weird that he would be just leaving somewhere. I mean, I guess he's just gonna sleep in hotel rooms, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe he I don't know, didn't maybe want to ruin the beach house for Nathan if he died there. I don't know.
Or do you think he was taking his own life? Like
I
he
guess,
kind of was
again after the
trying,
ocean,
like after the ocean, like, okay, I think I can do this.
Yeah, I think now because Jamie knows the truth, maybe. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Jamie doesn't know the truth. He said bye to Deb and
Mm-hmm.
Jamie, and Nathan obviously, he's like, oh, he don't want to see me, so I kind of said all my goodbyes.
Mm-hmm. And but they never bring up his parents either.
No, like, where are they? I mean, are they upset that he did what he did? Are they,
Mm-hmm.
like they
Oh yeah,
never? Well, we never hear
yeah. They never yet. They
like,
never.
oh, they
Yep.
disowned him when he went to
Mm-hmm.
jail or when he went to prison.
I hope they
Like,
did.
that would be nice to know. Yeah, but you have to remember too, like Keith was not their favorite son.
Yeah, I mean they should still be furious and maybe not talk to him.
Yeah, but I feel like Royal would.
Yeah, maybe.
But again, yeah, it's just weird how like it wasn't ever told like to us of like because we've met them, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not like, oh, when my dad or when my parents disowned me the day I went to prison, they'll never talk to me again. Or it's just weird how it's not really ever talked about. Or like Nathan saying it of like
Mm-hmm.
of like, how does it feel to like have your own parents disown you,
Mm-hmm.
for killing their other son? Like, remember when
Mm-hmm.
Nathan went on about like, oh, how none of us like you? That
Mm-hmm.
would have been a very easy, quick sentence of him saying that of like, nobody likes you, not
Yeah, he
even
could
your
have.
parents.
Yeah, he could have even said like your parents want to talk to you, and I was emancipated from you. So like everybody's leaving him, has left
Mm-hmm.
him, dead. And then Brooke gets home and tells Sam she owes her an apology,
Yeah,
and
she
she's not
does.
unfixable. Yeah, so she had some times where she's sorry, calling her sweetheart, which was sweet. And then she found her something to show her how sorry she is. And then that's when Brooke calls Jack to walk in and tells Sam not to have boys in her bedroom
That was weird.
about
Let
letting
Jack,
Jack stay there.
but just because it's like the whole who his brother was. It's just complicated, I feel like.
Well, I don't think Brooke has anything against Jack just because it was his brother that attacked her.
No, but I just feel like it's still your family member.
And why wouldn't? And plus, uh, Xavier's locked away, so that she can come hurt her for letting her brother stay there or his brother stay there.
Well, because like that's the thing, is like Xavier's still alive, so
Yeah, but he's in prison, so this
yeah,
can't hurt her.
he can get out.
Escape, you mean?
Well, but he only went to jail though because he because he hasn't had his trial or anything.
I mean, he could have. We just don't see it. We don't hear anything about it.
Well, that'd be quick.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, so Sam tries to act like nonchalant about seeing him again, by telling him to close the door. Was he raised in a barn or something? And then Haley gets to the label, and Payne and Mia are there, and Payne asks how to go with work. And she says, how would she like a full-time producer for Mia's record? And she says she told the truth, and that's when Payne says, yeah, that he would love to have her as a full-time producer. They talk about the song, and Mia says it's not so bad on the guitar. That's when Haley says that they should put it back. Because she asked Mia when she started, did she want to make great records or not great records? And both Mia and Payne says great records. Haley says that that's what they'll do. They'll make a great one, and if the label can't hear it, they'll argue with Payne. So Payne said she likes his team, and Haley said she loves it.
That was funny though when she
Yeah.
said that.
Mm-hmm. And then Jack is sitting by the fireplace when Sam hits him with a pillow. And she asks if he's good staying there, like does he have everything he needs, and he says he is. And then she says she'll see him in the morning, still acting nonchalant, but then she hugs him and tells him that she's glad he's there, and he says he is too. Yeah, so that's maybe like the first time she's like shown affection for him.
Yes.
Because do you think like she probably has like a little crush on him and she's just trying not to show it?
Yeah, I feel like she likes him.
Yeah, because she's kind of acting like Brooke, like she doesn't want to show that she cares about the guy.
Yeah, because she's always like, oh, whatever. But like,
Mm-hmm.
I do think she likes him.
Yeah, I think too. Maybe Mia doesn't want to get too attached since he's a foster kid too, and she doesn't know where he'll end up.
Mia,
No, Sam.
you said Mia.
Oh, I meant Sam. Yeah. And then Nathan and Lucas are still at the river court when Dan shows up and now he's saying his goodbyes to them. He tells them that he failed them as a father and he's sorry for that and for so many things, but he's proud of them and the kind of men that they became that he could never be. And they're good brothers, and to not let the world change that. Of course, he means how like things end up with him and his brother.
Yeah, I like the whole speech that he gave
Mm-hmm.
because clearly they are better brothers
Yeah,
than he is. So,
yeah,
and men.
yeah. And they didn't even like grow up together for half of their childhood. But they still ended up having a good bond. Yeah. Meanwhile, Brooke and Julian are in their own beds thinking of each other. And then Dan goes to see Keith's grave.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. When it was on Julian, I was like kind of from like my screen, it kind of looked like a purplish sheet. Like, why didn't they just do like a totally different color sheet than Brooks?
Maybe to make it look like
They're in the
seamless
same bed.
transition. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Like
know. It was
you
just
might
kind of
think
weird. I
that.
was like, why is it like purple sheets?
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
It was weird.
And then Jamie's still on his laptop playing the game, and so Haley Kidder's still awake. So he tells her he's making his own tree hill on there, and he shows her Quinnen because he's still alive.
Yeah, it was
And
funny when he said that. Well, it was cute when he said that Uncle Lucas and Peyton live next door.
yeah, and he
And
knew their family.
then he showed Brooke, Sam, and Julian, and then Grandpa Dan, and then she said, who's that? And he said, that's Uncle Keith. He's still alive.
Yeah, he has a new heart. Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, about Dan, yeah.
Yeah, so this is like his way of coping with the loss that he's had, like having his own little reality of everybody still being alive where nobody dies. Yeah.
Yeah, if only that was like real life.
Yeah. At least he's, doing it in a healthy way, he's not like acting out, and he's, hurt and everything by the loss and kind of betrayal of finding out that Dan killed Keith,
Yeah, it's kind of like, okay, like this is obviously my reality, but I'll go back to my fake life,
Yeah. So I
on
think
this
he's actually
brain.
yeah, I think he's actually taken all this pretty well for a 5-year-old.
He's been taking everything pretty well.
Yeah, and he's gone through a lot in the first 5 years of his life.
Yeah, when he was 4, when he was 5. I mean,
Mhm.
he's doing pretty well.
Yeah, and even before that, when Haley was pregnant with him and got hit by a car, so he's been going through it for the whole time.
Yeah, like the whole time.
hmm And then, and then Keith's even there because he
As I
needs to
said,
make sure, that Grandpa Dan was okay because they still love each other.
it was so cute. When they said, or when she said, say goodnight to Tree Hill, it was so cute.
Yeah, and then he does.
So for me, the high, as obnoxious as Reese is, it was like he's still funny. But I do like that scene where everyone's drinking in the bar and he just comes in because he's just so obnoxious.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they all like look at him like seriously. There wasn't really too many highs, I feel like, in this episode. My low was definitely how Brooke was treating Sam and Julian. I did not like that at all. What about you?
Yeah, she's really immature. The high was Haley still standing up for what she believed in when it came to publishing, I can't say it, publishing Sam's essay, even though the principal told her not to. So she, lost her job in the process, but she taught her students a lesson to stick what they believe in, no matter the consequences.
Well, here's the thing of like Haley has money to go back to, as in like if this was any other teacher, they would not have a backup plan. So they would have to suck it up and go with whatever the principal said, because they would lose their job, and you can't lose your job if you don't have a backup plan. Like Haley can go back to music. That's her backup plan, but they also have money. Like, look at the house they live in. It's like, that's my thing, is like, they have money where she doesn't actually have to work. And again, that's why she can make these decisions of like, oh, if you want to fire me, go ahead. But like, a normal teacher would not have that, because they would have the responsibility of a family to support. So they can't just go and quit their job. So they would have to do whatever the principal says. So it's just a little different for Haley, because, you know, she's got the dream life of not having to worry about money, like normal teachers.
Well, I don't know. I think it depends, because there's been some teachers who have quit too when they were told not to do something.
Huh?
I've seen, like on TikTok.
You've met teachers like that?
No, not met. I've seen online. Yeah, there have been a couple teachers who have quit their jobs because they weren't allowed to have pride flags in their classrooms. So I obviously don't know their stories, but yeah, there are teachers that do stand for what they believe in.
But I just feel like majority of them then would definitely have to be like, okay, well, I don't have a backup plan. Like, I have to keep this job, so I have to keep principal happy. So
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like, definitely, like, money wise, that's why Haley could walk out freely of like, I don't need this job, where most people do.
Right. Yeah, there's actually a teacher who did this in Michigan too in 2021. So yeah, it does happen. And then
what was your low? Because you said
the low. Yeah, I said the high. So the low, which was a lot, but the biggest one I think was Dan telling Jamie about what he did to Keith, because that was something that was kind of being, you know, sugar coated for Jamie for a while until now, and you know, it's just him. But last second.
But don't you feel like it should be because he's 5?
What do you mean?
Like, because it was sugar coated for him, but shouldn't it have been sugar coated though? Still, because he's 5, like.
Well, no, because I've heard the stuff that my grandfather did to my grandma when I was 5. I would tell the truth. So, yeah, so I already knew the person he was. So whenever he came around, I didn't want to be around him.
It's just kind of weird. Like, I don't know, it's just kind of hard. I mean, I feel like you have to really look into how your 5-year-old is. Like, can they take this news? Like, I think that's why they've always sugarcoated it, because it's like, we can't tell him the truth. Like, can he handle it, sort of thing?
Maybe, I don't know.
Like, every kid is different, sort of thing.
Yeah, because I was told the truth that he abused my grandmother, and then when he was killed soon after that, you know, I knew how he died too and everything. So,
and that wasn't like terrifying to hear or anything.
Well, I mean, it kind of was, but I said I didn't really care for him, so it didn't really matter to me. So,
but what if you did? Like, what if you were Jamie and you idolized this person? You know, like, wouldn't that be kind of traumatizing to him?
Yeah.
Like, wait till he's a little older.
Yeah.
Not 5, when he like desperately loves Dan so much. Like, that's all I'm saying, is like, he has an attachment to him. Like, maybe this should have waited.
Right.
And then you could show him like the news articles of Dan. You know, I'm sure he was the mayor. I'm sure there was articles.
Yeah, front page. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like you can show him that when he's a little older, so where he will fully understand everything.
And then rating?
I would rate this 8.5. I thought it was good with the drama.
Yeah, 8.5 too.
And then who was your best and worst?
The worst was the principal for putting Haley in that position, because now she lost a good teacher like in the middle of the school year. So what is she gonna do? Besides maybe get a sub for the rest of the year, but that would be kind of weird for a sub to, like, you know, take over for the rest of the year 24/7. And then the best was Haley, because she, you know, stood her ground and did what she thought was the right thing to do with Sam. And you?
Yeah, I thought the best was definitely Haley. The worst was Brooke. I did not like how she was treating Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Like, forget Julian for a second, but like Sam, like you took her on. You thought you were so responsible, and look how you're treating her. You're like you said, they're acting as if they're sisters. Brooke, you're not her sister. So it was annoying. Like, oh, let me slam the door. Like, come on, Brooke, get over it. That was annoying. So, like, definitely not mature. So Brooke just irritated me in this episode. Definitely she was reverting back to being a 15-year-old.
Yeah, I think since they're such close in age, that's why it seems like she's kind of going back and forth with being the adult and then the mature. It's kind of like
that's annoying because she was doing the same thing with Julian though. Like it wasn't like she was mature with Julian, but like being a older sister to Sam, it was just consistent, immature.
Yeah, it reminds me of Lorelai with Rory because of their not small age gap compared to Brooke and Sam, but that close bond that they had, like, kind of made them sisters and mother at the same time and daughter at the same time. They're just complicated.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. I was like, Brooke, yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta go with the worst for you. Hopefully next episode she's better.
Yeah, hopefully Sam at least because Julian's gonna leave anyways.
Yeah. And then what is the next episode?
Episode 19, Letting Go, which sounds like
goodbye.
Maybe letting go Julian, yeah. Somebody.
And Julian, Dan. I'm just kidding.
Somebody, anybody at this point.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for listening.
Yep. And see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Duo Chat. If you want to chime in with your opinion about the episode and the show we discussed, you can email us at duochatpodcast@gmail.com. And to keep up with updates about the podcast, you can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube at Duo Chat Podcast. And give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. We would appreciate it.